The healing ceremonies, medical rituals, and spiritual medicine. The sacred healer. In the sacred healing chambers adjacent to Tenochtitlan's Templo Maya, where ancient medical wisdom merged with divine intervention and complex healing ceremonies restored both physical wellness and spiritual harmony, Itzel Pahtli, the most revered sacred healer in the empire, prepared healing rituals for 7 patients whose conditions required sophisticated integration of herbal medicine, diagnostic ceremonies, and divine consultation, while understanding that authentic healing required not merely physical treatment but systematic spiritual care that could address the underlying cosmic imbalances causing illness, invoke appropriate divine assistance, and restore proper relationships, serving both individual wellness and community health through generations of accumulated healing wisdom. The morning diagnostic session involved examining patients whose diverse conditions represented the complex interplay between physical symptoms, spiritual disturbances, and social disharmony that characterized illness according to Aztec medical understanding. Each case required careful analysis combining physical observation, spiritual divination, and social consultation to determine appropriate healing approaches. Young Necalli presents with recurring fever accompanied by nightmares involving water spirits, while his family reports recent violations of fishing taboos that may have disrupted spiritual protection. Itzel noted while consulting the diagnostic codex that correlated physical symptoms with spiritual causes. His condition suggests both herbal treatment for physical symptoms and purification ceremonies to restore proper relationships with aquatic deities whose anger may be manifesting through illness. This diagnostic analysis reflected the sophisticated medical philosophy that characterized Aztec healing practices, where physical symptoms were understood as manifestations of spiritual and social imbalances, requiring comprehensive treatment, addressing both material and divine causes of illness. The herbal medicine preparation involved systematic collection, processing, and combination of medicinal plants whose therapeutic properties had been established through centuries of accumulated knowledge, preserved in temple healing schools, and transmitted through specialized training programs for sacred healers. Current preparations include willow bark decoctions for fever reduction, cacao flower infusions for digestive disorders, copal resin applications for respiratory conditions, and complex herbal combinations addressing specific spiritual imbalances. Detailed Yautli, the herbalist specialist who maintained extensive gardens of medicinal plants and supervised preparation procedures for therapeutic remedies. This herbal expertise demonstrated the sophisticated pharmacological knowledge that supported Aztec medical practice, while providing natural therapeutic interventions that addressed physical symptoms without disrupting spiritual harmony or violating religious requirements. The diagnostic divination procedures involved consulting sacred calendar influences, performing ritual observations, and interpreting omens that revealed spiritual causes of illness, while providing guidance for appropriate healing ceremonies and protective interventions. The divination sessions included examination of patients' birth dates and calendar associations, observation of their dreams and spiritual experiences, analysis of their family and community relationships, and consultation with protective deities whose involvement was essential for complete healing and long-term wellness. Divination procedures reveal that Citlali's joint pain corresponds with calendar influences, suggesting disrupted relationships with earth deities, while her recent neglect of household religious observances has weakened protective spiritual influences. Analyzed Citlali, a spiritual diagnostician who specialized in interpreting divine causes of illness and determining appropriate ceremonial interventions. This spiritual diagnosis provided essential insights into underlying causes of illness while enabling targeted healing ceremonies that addressed specific divine relationships and spiritual imbalances affecting patient wellness and recovery prospects. The purification rituals involved systematic cleansing of patients through ceremonial bathing, incense offerings, confession procedures, and protective blessings that removed spiritual contamination while restoring proper relationships with divine forces governing health and spiritual protection. The purification ceremonies included specialized bathing procedures using blessed water enhanced with medicinal herbs, copal incense burning that purified ceremonial spaces while invoking divine healing assistance, and formal confession sessions that enabled patients to acknowledge moral failures contributing to spiritual imbalance. Purification rituals must address both personal spiritual contamination and family or community religious obligations whose neglect may be affecting individual health through disrupted divine protection, explained Zokital, a purification specialist who coordinated cleansing ceremonies and managed relationships with protective deities. These purification procedures demonstrated understanding that healing required addressing spiritual as well as physical aspects of illness, while providing frameworks for restoring divine protection and spiritual harmony necessary for complete recovery and continued wellness. The divine consultation ceremonies involved formal communication with healing deities whose guidance was essential for determining optimal treatment approaches while invoking divine assistance for therapeutic interventions and spiritual protection during healing processes. The consultation rituals honored Ixtlaton, deity of healing and medicine, who governed therapeutic knowledge and curative procedures, and Tlazolteotl, goddess of purification, who protected against spiritual contamination while facilitating moral and physical cleansing necessary for authentic healing. Divine consultation requires elaborate offerings including precious flowers, specially prepared foods, and personal sacrifice, demonstrating sincere commitment to healing relationships with divine forces, noted Milintika, a ceremonial coordinator who managed communication with healing deities and ensured proper religious protocols for therapeutic interventions. This divine consultation ensured that healing procedures received appropriate spiritual support while providing access to divine knowledge and therapeutic guidance that enhanced the effectiveness of physical treatments and spiritual interventions. The community healing ceremonies involved coordinating family participation, neighborhood support, and collective religious observances that created social environments supporting individual healing while strengthening community spiritual health through shared ceremonial activities. Community involvement includes family prayer participation, neighborhood protective rituals, and collective offerings that demonstrate social commitment to individual healing while strengthening collective spiritual protection, outlined Itzel Pahtli, who specialized in coordinating community aspects of healing ceremonies and ensuring appropriate social support for patient recovery. This community integration reflected understanding that individual healing occurred within social contexts, requiring collective spiritual support, while creating opportunities for strengthening community religious bonds through shared participation in healing ceremonies and protective rituals. The therapeutic massage procedures involved specialized manual techniques that addressed both physical tension and spiritual blockages while incorporating blessed oils and sacred materials that enhanced healing effectiveness through combination of physical manipulation and spiritual intervention. The massage treatments used oils blessed through religious ceremonies and enhanced with medicinal plant extracts while incorporating manual techniques that addressed specific physical conditions and spiritual imbalances according to traditional healing knowledge and divine guidance received through consultation procedures. Therapeutic massage includes systematic attention to energy pathways, pressure point stimulation, and spiritual cleansing through manual techniques that combine physical healing with spiritual harmony restoration, detailed Necalli, a massage specialist who had trained for years in traditional healing techniques and spiritual energy manipulation. These therapeutic interventions demonstrated sophisticated understanding of body-spirit relationships while providing practical healing techniques that addressed both physical symptoms and underlying spiritual causes of illness through integrated therapeutic approaches. The bone setting and injury treatment procedures involved specialized techniques for treating fractures, dislocations, and wounds, while incorporating protective rituals and spiritual interventions that enhanced healing while preventing spiritual complications or divine displeasure. Bone setting requires precise anatomical knowledge combined with protective ceremonies that ensure spiritual approval for therapeutic interventions while invoking divine healing assistance, explained Teoxyhuitl, a bone specialist who managed complex injury treatments and coordinated spiritual protection for surgical and manipulative procedures. This specialized medical knowledge demonstrated sophisticated understanding of anatomy and therapeutic procedures while maintaining appropriate spiritual relationships and divine protection necessary for successful healing interventions. The midwifery and women's health services involved specialized care for pregnancy, childbirth, and feminine health conditions while incorporating protective rituals and ceremonial support that ensured spiritual blessing for reproductive processes and family spiritual protection. Women's health services include prenatal spiritual protection, birth ceremony coordination, postpartum purification rituals, and ongoing spiritual guidance for feminine health maintenance, outlined Zoki Quetzal, a midwife specialist who provided comprehensive care for women's reproductive and spiritual health throughout their life cycles. These specialized services reflected sophisticated understanding of women's health while providing spiritual protection and ceremonial support that enhanced physical care through appropriate religious observance and divine blessing for reproductive health and family spiritual welfare. The mental and emotional healing procedures involved specialized treatments for spiritual afflictions, emotional disturbances, and psychological conditions understood as manifestations of spiritual imbalance, requiring therapeutic interventions that addressed both psychological symptoms and underlying spiritual causes. Mental health treatment includes dream analysis, spiritual counseling, protective ritual participation, and community reintegration activities that address psychological disturbance through spiritual healing and social support, described Yautl, who specialized in treating emotional and spiritual conditions affecting mental wellness and social functioning. These psychological interventions demonstrated understanding of mental health as spiritual condition, requiring therapeutic approaches that addressed both emotional symptoms and underlying spiritual and social causes of psychological disturbance through comprehensive healing programs. The preventive health education involved systematic instruction in spiritual practices, dietary requirements, and lifestyle activities that maintained wellness while preventing illness through appropriate religious observance and healthy living patterns consistent with divine requirements and cosmic harmony. Preventive education includes instruction in protective prayers, dietary spiritual requirements, seasonal health practices, and religious observance patterns that maintain wellness through proper spiritual relationships and healthy lifestyle choices, noted Necalli during community health education sessions. This preventive approach reflected understanding that health maintenance required ongoing spiritual attention and proper lifestyle choices while providing practical guidance for avoiding illness through appropriate religious and physical health practices. The healing herb cultivation involved maintaining extensive medicinal gardens where therapeutic plants were grown according to spiritual requirements while ensuring proper ceremonial collection and processing procedures that preserved both pharmacological effectiveness and spiritual potency. Medicinal plant cultivation requires appropriate spiritual blessing, optimal growing conditions, proper harvest timing according to calendar requirements, and ceremonial processing that preserves both physical and spiritual therapeutic properties, detailed Itzel Pahtli during garden management activities. This agricultural expertise demonstrated sophisticated understanding of plant medicine while ensuring that therapeutic materials maintained both physical effectiveness and spiritual potency through proper cultivation and processing procedures consistent with religious requirements. The healing knowledge transmission involved systematic education of apprentice healers through comprehensive training programs that preserved medical expertise while ensuring continued availability of therapeutic services and spiritual healing knowledge across generations. Apprentice education includes herbal medicine study, diagnostic technique training, spiritual ceremony instruction, and practical healing experience under supervision of experienced sacred healers, outlined Zocatil during educational planning activities that ensured continued transmission of healing wisdom and therapeutic expertise. This educational system preserved specialized knowledge while ensuring continued community access to sophisticated healing services and spiritual medical care through systematic training of qualified practitioners and preservation of therapeutic wisdom. The integration with temple medical services involved coordinating healing activities with broader religious ceremonies while ensuring that individual therapeutic interventions supported rather than conflicted with community spiritual observances and collective religious health. Medical service integration includes coordination with seasonal festivals, participation in community purification ceremonies, and alignment of individual healing activities with collective religious observances that support both personal and community spiritual health, explained Milintika during coordination planning sessions. This institutional integration ensured that healing activities served broader community spiritual welfare while providing frameworks for coordinating individual therapeutic interventions with collective religious observances and community spiritual health maintenance. The crisis healing responses involved emergency procedures for epidemics, accidents, and spiritual emergencies that threatened community health while requiring rapid therapeutic interventions and protective ceremonies that could address large-scale health challenges through coordinated healing activities. Emergency procedures include epidemic response protocols, mass purification ceremonies, coordinated herbal treatment distribution, and protective ritual performance that addresses community-wide health threats through systematic healing intervention, outlined Tioxi during crisis response planning activities. These emergency capabilities demonstrated sophisticated understanding of public health while providing frameworks for coordinating therapeutic responses to large-scale health challenges through systematic integration of medical treatment and spiritual protection. The healing outcome evaluation involved systematic assessment of therapeutic effectiveness while maintaining records of successful treatments and spiritual interventions that could improve future healing procedures and enhance understanding of therapeutic relationships between physical and spiritual healing methods. Outcome evaluation includes patient recovery monitoring, treatment effectiveness assessment, spiritual intervention success analysis, and therapeutic procedure improvement recommendations based on systematic observation of healing results, noted Necalli during evaluation procedures that enhanced therapeutic knowledge and healing effectiveness. This systematic approach to healing evaluation demonstrated commitment to improving therapeutic outcomes while building knowledge bases that enhanced understanding of effective healing procedures and spiritual therapeutic relationships. As evening approached and daily healing ceremonies concluded with final protective blessings and therapeutic consultations, Itzel reflected on the profound responsibility that sacred healing entailed. These therapeutic interventions addressed not just physical symptoms, but also spiritual imbalances and social relationships that affected individual wellness and community spiritual health. The sacred healers who provided these comprehensive therapeutic services served as essential bridges between physical and spiritual wellness, whose professional expertise enabled communities to maintain health through systematic integration of medical knowledge with religious practice and divine guidance. Through careful attention to diagnostic accuracy, herbal medicine preparation, spiritual intervention, and community integration. Healing ceremonies created frameworks for wellness that served both individual recovery and collective health through systematic attention to physical, spiritual, and social aspects of healing. The healing ceremonies of the Aztec Empire represented sophisticated integration of medical knowledge, spiritual wisdom, and community care that enabled comprehensive therapeutic interventions addressing both physical symptoms and underlying spiritual causes of illness through systematic attention to divine relationships and cosmic harmony. The therapeutic knowledge they preserved became foundations of community wellness that enabled individuals to achieve complete healing while contributing to collective health through proper integration of medical treatment with spiritual practice and divine guidance, serving both personal wellness and community spiritual strength. Sacred healing served as a cornerstone of spiritual medicine that connected individual wellness with cosmic harmony while maintaining therapeutic traditions that honored both physical knowledge and divine wisdom through systematic attention to herbal medicine, spiritual intervention, and community support in service to both human health and divine purposes. The healing wisdom they practiced became bridges between earthly suffering and divine compassion that enabled authentic therapeutic intervention while providing comprehensive care for both body and spirit through systematic integration of medical expertise with spiritual understanding, serving both individual recovery and community wellness through sacred medicine and divine healing.